Okay guys, welcome back again. You got the Dragon here with Dragon Works. Little update on this Royal Enfield 535 Cafe. They called it a Cafe, but it never came with a front fairing. Not all Cafe bikes have to have them, but most of the British bikes did have the Cafe fairing. So the owner bought this cheap one. I don't know actually how much. I'm just guessing it's a universal fit, cheap little fairing, and it's going to end up probably being a $500 fabrication and installation on this thing, because I've been through a lot to get this thing mounted on here. Now this is just temporary. I'm still working on fabrication. As you can see, this bracket that came with it, because of the positioning and location of where we have to have it on this bike, this bracket is that far off. So I'm going to have to do something. I probably have to cut this, weld it together, and get this bracket down here or something. I'm still working that out. It's the last thing I got to figure out here. I got my spacer for the headlight like I was talking about. So basically what I did was I took another one of these and put it in front, and that brought my light out where I need it, because basically the fairing can only sit in one spot because it hits the cables, and it would hit the, his girlfriend wrecked this thing and ended up with a concussion or what have you. So still some work to do, but yeah, this is pretty tight right here. You can't even get your finger in there. So this is as far back as it could go. So since it couldn't go back very far, we had to move the headlight out. Then I did a neat little trick. I took a piece of vacuum hose, and I cut a slit in it, and I put it on the inside there to make this little rubber gasket. Fits real good. It just came plastic, and it would be up against there, and you could see the seam, and it would probably vibrate and scratch it. So I came up with this idea. You can see these little dots I made, so I cut it straight with permanent marker, but I'll get them off before it's all said and done with. I don't know why this thing don't want to focus, probably because there's so much shiny chrome, but look how nice that fit is. So anyway, what I was getting at is the fairing had to sit in a certain spot, and then we had to move everything, I had to move everything accordingly. I had to space the headlight out, and then I had to take the bracket off of the gauges and shorten it and move the gauges down all the way to the ignition so they would fit up under here. Personally, I think it should have a bigger fairing on it, one that came up further and came back here a little bit more, but this is what he got, and this is what he wanted me to fit to the bike. So I'm almost done fabrication, and I'm waiting on the paint. I ordered the paint. It's supposed to be the exact match, and I haven't heard any confirmation it's even been shipped yet. Yeah, it's just my dirty hand. This is primer on here, but I did try to get the relay for this bike, and they said the country, India, was basically shut down till May 10th. They weren't shipping anything, so we're holding off on that right now. I'm just trying to get this part done. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to do a quick update for those who are following along, wondering what's going on, wondering about my fabrication skills. You wouldn't believe what it took to get here. Because I had to make, like I say, it wasn't simple. And maybe I can go over this more later. This is just hanging on here. That's why there's a gap in there. I don't have the screws in the bottom of it. But anyway, so this ring is screwed to this bucket. And then I had to make tabs. There's one screw on the top, and then there's one here. And you can see, well, not really. This one's not in there right now. This is just for demonstration purposes. But I basically had to make a metal bracket to go from that screw out, and I just cut a little piece of metal and tapped it, and then so you can just screw this other ring into that ring, and then there's a headlight on it yet. And like I explained in the other one, originally, he was talking about me just taking a piece of flat metal like this and extending the headlight out, and I said, that's never going to work. It's not going to hold right. That would have been a mess. So I didn't want to move the bucket. I wanted it to stay where it was at and secure, and just wanted to extend the headlight. And it took a while. If you've been following along, I had somebody that had a bunch of parts, but because of the virus, they didn't want to get with me, so I ended up having to order it blindly. Ordered it from Flying Tiger Motorcycles out there in St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I ended up getting it. And they sent it, finally got the thing in, was able to start fabricating. And it's working out pretty good. Like I say, I'm down to this little bracket. Once I get this figured out here, really not any figuring, I got to get this over to here or something over to here to catch that. And that's going to be about it. So, but it's been a long day and I'm about ready to quit before, you start getting tired and you want to try to get done and rush, and that's when things go horribly wrong. So I've learned over the years, sometimes it's just time to stop. You can probably hear it in my voice. I can. I'm a little bit worn out. Been going at it. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of working around these other bikes sitting here. I straddle this chopper so you can see this view. But anyway, stay tuned because it's going to be sharp when it's done. All right, guys. Once again, thanks for following along. Dragon says, peace out.